2 hours is crazy.
Why make you one? Dude, I just ate the last couple of slices of bread. I'm sorry.
X13, that will be good. Alright, you ready?
Ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BLCS Spring Open. I'm joined by Mr. Bepic after a Game 6 stunner with the X13 Black taking on EV Horizon here in the second semifinal.
Here we go, Nation. I'm excited to be back in the BLCS booth. I don't get here very often, but when I do, it's always a blast. I'm hoping we get a repeat of that last series because that was a heck of a match. And already an open chance. That was close for EV, but nothing doing. But fireworks starting early on.
And Arrow just went absolutely crazy yesterday in the quarterfinals. 2 double flip reset goals for him, and looking to see more out of him today. But again, A-Drift and this crew of an X13 Black, very talented as well. They survived a Game 6 scare. But with 30 seconds off the clock, we're looking for a good series here.
I'm interested to see how EV Horizon play because, I mean, I'm coming back to my roots for this kind of broadcast, like a community grassroots tournament, but Arrow, Yor, and Dylan have been teaming since I started casting. Like, I started casting, it was one of their matches in seasonal shootout, and we've all come a long way, so I'm happy that they're back in the booth once I return to the BLCS.
They're all three just so talented and so respectful as well, and already a minute gone, and you're looking for one early, but Arrow just saves it, unfortunately. But X13 Black still looking for that first goal as well as EV Horizon, but no goals broken here in the first minute.
No, not quite. It makes sense. Both teams kind of probing until eventually the silence gets broken by EV Horizon, and it's a simple goal. That pressure just wore down the defense of X13 Black.
A minute 14 gone, and EV Horizon break the ice first. Bepic and Arrow gets the assist, and Yor turns it in for the first.
Both these teams accustomed to winning through the group stage of the Spring Open. They both won their groups. Actually, X13 Black dropping a game, whereas EV Horizon went undefeated there. So EV Horizon don't know the meaning of losses yet in this Spring Open, and good start to keep that kind of mentality intact.
Right, no loss to this squad. Yeah, but X13 Black looking for one, but Dylan, what a transition into 2-0 start.
Okay, chemistry being shown off early on. I kind of expect that with three guys that have kind of been around one another for at least the last 2 years that I know of. That's the perfect kind of cherry pick goal. Everyone knew exactly where Dylan was, played it kind of towards that corner. Dylan knows what to do with it. Next 13 Black have no idea that Dylan has infiltrated their back line.
Dylan, just an incredible performance already off the rip here. He played a big position yesterday, and playing the defensive position for that EV Horizon squad played dividends for them last night. But now they're looking to get him on the offensive side of things. His Arrow still a little quiet here in this first game.
Still having to play defense for kind of the first time. EV Horizons of X13 Black, they're adjusting, they're finding a way out. You expected them to after a little while. This is game one after all. You typically see teams that get penned back early on eventually break out unless it's going to be a blowout series in favor of whoever starts off on the right foot. But that should not be the case in semifinals of an event as prestigious as a BLCS event. Though EV Horizon kind of having their way with this game one so far. It's the third now for them.
To 2:40 left to go. It's a 3-0 start, and EV Horizon just playing the better team here. They're just coming out on all cylinders and making X13 just be pressured, and they're really having a free time to just take a shot wherever they want to. They're not really getting pressured that much, and X13 Black are going to make some adjustments here in this second half to have a chance.
Absolutely, but we saw what happened in the last series. It's a close chance, and it will be capped off with a goal. We're already starting to see similarities to that last series, where it was Draco that had the a very hot start in that one. I don't remember the exact scoreline of the first couple of games, but it was not that close. And then we saw Cloverity, and what they were able to do as the series was drawn out. And I'm expecting that here. I mean, best of sevens are long; they're a grind, and already X13 Black showing some good signs of life.
Maybe nearly had that double tap. Merely he made the read correctly, just put it in a wrong spot, but they do come away with one goal there and at least alleviate some stress here, just down 2 instead of 3. But the final 2 minutes here approaching Bepic. X13 Black still a little bit on their back foot. Cloverity, just an outstanding performance from them, and X13 Black can do the same thing they did after starting down 0-2.
Yeah, definitely. I think X13's Black is in a good spot at the moment, though not if yours hitting that. So nice save by Yags. Their defense is solidified. They're finding more escape routes through the midfield line, and they're getting more chances like that. A drift off the crossbar, won't be able to get it to go. And Yags' follow-up was touched early on by an EV defender, but still. Plenty of opportunities for X13, plenty of time, just have to make sure opportunities like that aren't falling through. Way to go, EV Horizon, stemming any kind of momentum that X13 might be finding.
And Dylan turns in his second of the day, and 4-1 to start here. A minute 41 left, and it's back to a 3-goal deficit for X13.
Still, plenty of time. I'm interested to see how X13 play this last 100 seconds of Game 1. If they go all out starting now, if they continue to play the more bang the ball down the field and follow it up, see what kind of happens in that regard. But at the moment, EV just playing backwards, not allowing too much space for X13. I don't mind that. They want to get this series started off on the right foot.
And York completes the passing play with Dylan. It's 5-1, and EV Horizon Bepic clicking on all cylinders here in X13 Black, really struggling to get started here so far.
I love the extra touch there by Dylan. I mean, Gababy there on the goal line was very awkward. Had to bail out of the initial challenge because they were beaten so badly. That pulled them out of position, and then you have to kind of recover from there on your near post spot. And they recovered good enough to maybe contest the initial shot, but not a passing play like that. So smart plays coming out of EV Horizon early on, and 5 goals in Game 1. Going to feel good, but they can't let any kind of positive tilt affect them. Have to keep playing every game, every other game of this series, I mean, just like it's this one.
1 minute remaining here, down 4, need to go over 15 seconds, but X13 Black still struggling to really put pressure shots on target here, Bepic, and EV Horizons, their defense is just standing tall, and they're making the opportunities very difficult to come by for X13 and Black as they're in the final 45 here, and again, just EV Horizons, it's a dominant performance here in Game 1.
It is, but that's not going to remain the case, I feel. I mean, some of the saves that they're getting, some of the transitions out that they're getting, I don't think we're going to see again until maybe Game 6, 7 nerves start to become a factor, because here it doesn't feel like X13 Black is completely set on all of these plays. I mean, right there, maybe again, completely beaten there on the goal line. No teammates in sight to help out. It just has to hope and pray the ball gets hit into their car. That's the kind of thing you won't see a ton of with evenly matched teams going forward, is that they get warmed up.
30 seconds left here, and I think it's safe to say that EV Horizon will win Game 1, but it's a quick start. But now they got to continue that pressure in Game 2 and moving on. But again, X13 Black, what do you do, Bepic? You just lost 6-1, maybe 7-1 here from Dylan. It's just going to be wide, but you just got obliterated in this first game, and you got to find a way to battle back, especially it's a very talented team like EV Horizon's been so far.
What you do is you don't care. You move on. You have now seen what EV Horizon likes to do in offense, from those extra touches, a lot of passing plays throughout that first game to create space, and now you just kind of factor that into your thought process going forward. You can now let muscle memory take over just a little bit, because these guys, I'm sure, have seen it all at this level of Rocket League. They know how to adapt to a team that's piecing together nice-looking passing plays like EV Horizon, the speed that EV Horizon is playing with. X13 Black, their offense, just keep doing what they're doing, honestly. They did a good job possessing the ball in the second half of that game. They were getting good looks, just have to make sure they connect. And then, of course, you have to find a way to limit EV Horizon's opportunities in the next game. That just kind of comes with adapting to their play style.
Right, and I mean, I feel like you just got to get right in front of EV Horizon, and we talk about the freestyle community as well. They just people pre-jumping them in casual games, and it's honestly might be able to X13 Black has to do here, just get in front of Horizon as quick as you can and make those shots pressured, so at least it's not alleviating some of the stress in the back and defender. But with 5 minutes on the clock, Game 2's underway. We'll see what adjustments are made here for X13.
This is the benefit of playing a best-of-7 series. I mean, yeah, it's more of a grind. It's more stressful when you get to the end of it, because you've put more investment into this series that you're hoping for a good return on, but it allows for some early adjustments to be made, and there's plenty of time to make them. So X13's not in a bad spot yet, but they do have to get their themselves in gear going forward. And already a better start compared to Game 1, as their defense looks solid, though no clear just yet.
And X13 already facing the pressure early, Epic, in Game 2. As you're another huge 50 looking for the pass inside, but it's going to be cut wide towards the corner. And a quick start here in the first minute for Horizon.
I like that. Great challenge. Getting it center over to Arrow. Ball sent by Yor, but the defense in the way. Clogging up those passing lanes. A good step in adapting to EV Horizon's strategy that worked so well for them in Game 1. But now is where we really get to see X13 shine. This breakout play. What a challenge that is. Dropped right on the head of a Drift who couldn't get all of the shot, but nonetheless, a great opportunity.
3:50 on the clock. The first minute comes by. No goal here just yet. We saw a quick, like about a minute off the clock in Game 1 as finally Horizon broke the ice. But now X13 looking to get on the board first here. Passes inside the box, but it's going to be cleared away, and X13 just couldn't capitalize off the miss.
Now, the other way. Arrow fakes the first, stuffs the second. Dylan hops in, wasn't able to shoot it as the ball had crept too far away from the near post. And now X13 escaping unscathed. The EV Horizon nearly dunked into a concession. Still, they're under the gun. Gababy dropped down to the side. Yags didn't go up as Dylan was already right there. Drift also in the vicinity, but bested by Yor. X13 gonna let this one slip, and it turns into an open net. Can Arrow finish it off? Not quite. Dylan can't either. I don't know how no one scored yet.
That's just a botched opportunity, Epic, and it was an open net for Horizon. They just couldn't turn it into one, and X13 are going to thank their lucky stars. This game is still tied at 0.
Come on, guys. This is the semifinals of the top level of the BLCS. You got to be hitting opportunities like those. Nice job by a Drift getting back, but this time Arrow bides his time. It doesn't immediately hop in for the open net read. Instead, just waits for the best shot and puts it home.
2:45 left. It's another first goal of the game for EV Horizon. Arrow turns it in, and now X13 down 1, looking to bounce back and equalize here in Game 2.
Still, it's not a 3-4 goal deficit. It's just a 1 goal deficit. I had to hold my breath there. And EV Horizon have certainly looked a lot more vulnerable this game. I think X13 has looked more comfortable, and that leads to better speed in offense, meaning more mistakes from EV, more missed rotations from EV, and that leads to more opportunities for X13. So now we've got a series on our hands, ladies and gents.
Series indeed. X13 trying to tie it up at 1 apiece, but Dylan a huge 50 there on the follow-up. Doesn't quite make the touch, but it might roll through, and a Drift will just push it right on. The 2-0 lead here for EV Horizon with 2:12 to go.
Wow, pushed up too far, X13 did there, and Yags didn't have a read on what Dylan was trying to do with the second potential touch, and so the ball looks a little derpy as it's going in the back of the X13 net. Now they really need their offense to step up, Nation. Down to 2 minutes left.
X13 only 1 goal in the series here, Epic, and they got to continue to at least build pressure and find opportunities. But again, the offense is still struggling to really get started here, and EV Horizon just absolutely coming alive here. A chance for Yor on the inside, and it's just going to barely roll wide.
EV, the best that they can do right now is keep the press on, because X13 struggled to transition out as frequently as they did in the second half of Game 1. Here they've had some decent looks, but haven't gotten any to fall just yet. EV's played well enough defensively, I think, to keep the clean sheet intact. And now it's up to X13 to hit that next gear, see if they can find themselves that opening goal, and then start to think about the equalizer.
It's a fake pass there, but a good 50 for Arrow, and now it's back on the front end here for X13. A chance incoming maybe, but the 50 does continue to roll for X13. That's 2 50s. A shot just going to fall wide in a Drift. We'll let that one fly towards the corner.
Yags, a center ball, but Gababy's playing all the way back there to retreat completely. I think grabbing the corner boost instead of hanging around the midfield line. At this point, you can't afford to give any space to EV Horizon. They'll make you pay with opportunities like that. Dylan misses the double, and now Yor's all the way back, expecting Dylan to find that extra touch, but doesn't matter. Dylan makes up for his own mistake by getting a demo on Gababy, and EV Horizon right back to the pressure play.
Jordan, AV Horizon is making these short-end rotations to continue to put the pressure shots on target here. Dylan a chance, just going to roll wide there, and now X13 have plenty of space to transition. You're looking for the pass to a drift, but EV Horizon just so quick on these challenges, Pepic, making it near impossible for X13 to do anything on the offensive end.
And these passes are not the most optimal of placements. I mean, the first chance that X13 got to score this game was a drop-down pass to a drift that was just off. That probably should have been a goal if they're able to execute properly. But hey, they get one back with 12 seconds left, and we've seen what insane shenanigans happen in the late stages of some of these games tonight.
With 12 seconds left, anything is possible. We've seen some craziness happen tonight already, like you just mentioned, especially that 0-second pinch in Game 2 of the following series. But now 12 seconds left, it's still anyone's game.
That 0-second pinch earlier with a mouthful of peanut butter sandwich, I audibly yelled out because that was insane. But EV Horizon will start off on the right foot on the 0-second play, though a chance for X13. Yags out to the side, bests the first, but Arrows having none of that. Tries to drop it down, but fails as Yags in the area. Keeps it alive, but not for long. EV Horizon close out Game 2 with a win.
It's a 2-0 series lead, just like this first series, Pepic, and now X13 trying to come back late and turn it around like Cloverity did. When you go to Game 3, what's got to change for X13?
Well, there it felt like a recession offensively at the very least because they looked so good at the end of Game 1, and that was maybe due to the fact that EV Horizon had a 4 or 5 goal lead at the end of that first game, so they took their feet off the gas pedal just a little bit. But X13, execution's part of it. They had some good looks that they weren't able to get all of there, but defensively, EV Horizon is doing enough to best them. It's those extra touches that X13 did a better job of reading this game, hence only 2 goals instead of 6, but they're not making up for it with their transitional plays. They have to find a way to make that big save, then immediately find a clearance to put something threatening on the opposition's net.
You got to, again, just put the pressure on and threaten the opposition here, but EV Horizon doing an absolutely stellar job of putting the pressure onto X13 and making them work even harder. The transition there, Dylan just puts it way off target, but what I like the looks that EV Horizon are looking at, it's just they got to find, the opportunities to put these on target rather than off target like they've been doing in that first couple seconds here, but already the speed is picking up for both squads.
But it's not extended offense for X13 Black. They break out and then immediately they get put back in their jail cell for extra time spent away. And having to make difficult plays like that, I mean, Yags was backwards to it. If EV's pressing a little bit more, that could be the opening goal. Instead, clearance found, but again, it's a short-lived offensive for X13 Black and a dangerous ball dropping into their box. But able to coax it away was Gababy, though. Second chance for EV, again, saved by Yags.
Already 1 minute gone. Here comes Arrow across the infield, but no one here from Horizon. There's Yor in the left wall, and a rebound attempt. The second chance is gone, but Dylan is there for another third chance, and it's a 1-0 start again for Horizon.
Well, we are a minute in, and Yags already has a Savior medal, impressive saves, but there's no tangible stat that tracks clears. I mean, you get 20 points for a clear in Rocket League, but on the scoreboard, you don't see how many clears anyone's gotten. And so you only see that Savior medal, and you think, okay, that's impressive, but they need clears. X13 Black, their offense is stunted because of their defense's inability to productive clears, but hey, they're tied, so what do I know?
And X13 finally find themselves on the board after a shutout in Game 2, and with 3:52 to go, X13 find one here. Maybe it's a positive surge they need to keep moving.
The ability to create goals in just quick flashes in the pan can help you en route to a potential upset. And I think that if X13 Black is able to win this series, it would be an upset, just due to the records coming into this this series, with EV Horizon only having dropped 2 games this entire Spring Open, and X13 technically the lower seed, I believe, and they're down 2 games at this point, so it would be an upset. I'm gonna rock with that. Regardless of that, X13, you create upsets by getting those flashy plays. That kind of shock the defense, where Eevee's like, oh, we shouldn't have given up that goal. What are we doing? And then they start to think, okay, are we really going to get upset by this team? And X13 has to find more opportunities like that first goal they just found. This is a long-winded statement to say they just have to create better plays.
Right, and here comes an infield pass. It's a wide open net from the demo from Dylan, and it's back to a 1-goal lead here, and Horizon find themselves back on top, but still 3 minutes left.
I also can't afford instances like that where Yor just dominates in the corner and it's in tandem with a Dylan demo on the goal line that completely leave X13 with their pants down, and free opportunity for EV.
Now Dylan looking for an edgeable attempt, looking for the flip reset, looking for the underneath the defender, fits it past one, but Yags will turn it away here for X13, but Horizon continue to press on the orange end, and X13 now have got to find a clear forward.
That's another good demo, but both Dylan and Arrow went for that ball, leaving an open net on the other end of the field. Okay, fair enough. We're tied again. EV push up just a bit too far.
And the overextension burned there, and Yags a free clear downfield to the blue net. It's back to a tie and score, and again, Pepic, a quick answer back out of X13.
It's not sustainable, though. X13 can't win 4 straight games or 4 out of the next 5 with goals like this. The quick flashes, that they need it in combination with extended offense, at least a little bit, because otherwise, eventually EV is going to find those 2 games they need to close out the series. If they have the possession game completely on lock, that's just how good teams roll. So X13 still got adjustments to make, but they can at least get themselves on the board game-wise here in game number 3. They're able to find just one more and close this thing out.
2 minutes left. Horizon looking for a match point here with a win, but again, X13 still not out of this one just yet. They're not going to go out without a fight, Epic, but 2 minutes left in the clock is plenty of time to work with here, but both teams maybe one more goal will win it, but here comes the chance for Yor to miss on the goal line. Now X13 with a chance downfield.
Well, the drift was there, and it doesn't matter. Defensively, X13 make a good stand to deny EV again, but EV so good at maintaining possession, getting themselves consecutive chances. They best the X13 defense again with another keen passing play.
An Arrow, just a beautiful pass inside the box, and Yor's in the perfect position at the right time. It's a 3-2 lead now for Horizon, entering the final minute 45.
Going up 3-0 in a best-of-7 series. I mean, everyone that follows competitive Rocket League knows how much of a death sentence that really is. So X13 has really got to pull something out of the hat here, or else EV Horizon going to continue cruising in this series. And I mean, there have been moments where they've been challenged, but it's felt a bit too easy for them. Like they're kind of still going through the motions, just pulling off the passing plays that they're comfortable pulling off. And X13 has not put them to the test just yet.
Another chance gone by the wayside for Horizon there as the pass was there, but the shot just barely off target. Now X13 got to capitalize here in the back end. Dylan struggling a pass inside, with no one there to take a shot on target. Pepic, final 60 seconds now, and Horizon still ahead by 1.
Man, I wish I had a better angle on that so I could see why X13 allowed that much space to break out for EV. And they do a good job of putting the ball back over the midfield line, but their offense is stunted because of that. That was an opportunity. In the midfield, they could have taken control of the center third. Instead, they let EV have space. EV gets out, and they score a 4th.
Arrow makes it a 2-goal margin now, earning the final 40 here, and just again, Horizon, they just have so much space and time to do anything they want, just no one even able to contest them, and now with a 2-goal margin, Epic, this one nearly over.
Nearly, but X13 has scored from improbable positions in the past, and that's kind of what they need right now. They need 2 of those aforementioned flashes that we've seen from them. Not frequently enough to win games this series, but frequently enough for it to get mentioned. It's a good save by Yags, and they need it to turn into something more ASAP.
Yags a chance there, but Yor just, again, the back-end defense standing tall, not even being threatened there. An open net for Dylan. It's just going to roll through, and Dylan makes it a 3-goal margin.
Like the thought, X13 trying to piece together a passing play, but Yags is already mid-flip when Gabe put that center, and EV all over it again. They've been so good about reading where X13's trying to go with the ball, with their cars in the midfield, trying to gain possession, and they have shut them down in almost every regard. Impressive display so far from EV, and they'll be 1 game away from closing this thing out.
Right, and X13 get a little risky there, doing all they can to look for one more, but unfortunately they are burned by Horizon. It's back to a 3-goal margin here as this clock will expire. Horizon, a 3-0 lead this best-of-7. Like you mentioned earlier, you do not want to go down to a 3. It's pretty much a death sentence to anyone who plays competitive Rocket League.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I kind of harped on it too much, I feel like. I spent way too much time talking about X13 and what they have to do and not complimenting EV Horizon enough. Dylan 9 shots, and it's thanks in large part to EV Horizon's ability to find one another in defense. The passing plays out of their defensive end to put the screws right back on X13's defense have been so impressive, and there have been zero answers given to us so far as to how X13 can break that down.
Right, I mean, I've watched X13 Black play a multitude of times, and they're a team that really gets demo heavy. Like, they go for a ton of demos, but it's just, I don't know if it's EV Horizon just being able to dodge these demos effectively, because I haven't really seen X13 Black. I don't think they've registered a single demolition this whole series so far, but again, Horizon just putting the pedal to the metal here, putting X13 on their final life.
Yeah, I mean, if you had told me that this is a team that likes demos, I would have had no idea. X13 have not been allowed the boost nor the space to go for the plays like that. And Evie, again, looking to start off on the right foot. That's a beautiful ball center. Yor has his shot saved. Arrow going to call Dylan off of it. And Evie Horizon wastes no time getting out in front here.
That's another quick goal on X13 now, down to 1. And they gotta find their footing map. It just seems like this whole series, it's just immediately Horizon, Horizon, Horizon. There's no X13 anywhere in the middle of that.
They're like a fish out of water at the moment, floundering on their goal line. In offense, I mean, they haven't looked terrible. It's too standard to make up for the defensive lapses that are being caused by EV Horizon, and that's a good opportunity again, but a better save by Arrow. And again, no second chance opportunities. I wish I had a statistician in my ear telling me how many second chance opportunities X13 Black have been given this series, because EV Horizon, it feels like, have allowed none.
Already 45 seconds gone, a chance for Baby left corner. It's going to be wide, and Dylan comes away with one more huge save for Horizon to keep this game at a 1-0 margin.
And that ball left alone in the infield there. Keen second touch there. I couldn't tell who that was that flipped back into it to get X13 out and piecing together a nice web of passing. The shot off, and there's no one there for the follow-up. I love the play, actually. That was gorgeous up until the final touch that was taken. Just off target. It clings off the back wall, and EV Horizon, an immediate clear.
Immediate transition as well, and Horizon maintaining possession here in the meantime, and the orange happened to drift. Finally, we'll find that clear for, but yours there to receive it, and a minute and a half now off the clock. X13 looking to get a little bit aggressive here.
Set Baby backs off. Okay, that's to allow Yags time with the ball, and I think they were attempting a passing play or just poking into the corner. Either way, it actually works. Dylan misses there. Baby heads to the back wall. Arrow's floundering on the goal line, but Dylan's back in time. The play took too long to develop for X13, and EV Horizon a bang down the field.
These defensive rotations for Horizon, especially on the offensive side as well, the shorted rotations, and it's working. Yor turns in a second here, 3:06 to play.
That X13 press in offense was the closest they got into scoring in off of extended offense in a while, and it doesn't work. EV Horizon find a clear, find a teammate, find a goal. I mean, it's textbook for them. The clearance out of defense, they get a follow-up 50-50, ball goes up the side wall, they put it center, and it's a player they're scoring.
Well, 2 minutes now off the clock. X13 down 2. Now Yags looking for 1 here off the air dribble attempt, and it's off the backboard and it's wide as Baby will let this one fall all the way back, but he has a passing play opportunity here as EV Horizon again on the back end face no pressure at all.
Center ball. Okay, Dylan's there. Finds Arrow. Back to Dylan. And we need a passing play counter for EV Horizon on stream. That's another great one to get them out of defense. And half a game of Rocket League left. X13, again, having trouble getting their offense going, but there's the demo play, Nation. You said it. They like to play that style of Rocket League. They finally get to, and they put one on the board.
And Yags just sees Baby behind him, and he knows he can take at least a pressured shot, and he goes for the demo and finds it, and they connect for the 1-2 passing play goal. It's a 2:27 left, and it's a 1-goal margin.
6 shots to 6 right now. X13 have closed the margin just a little bit. They've been outshot by a significant one, I believe, in every single game in this series so far. And there's still lots of time for that to change, obviously. EV Horizon now have to buy back that insurance goal they had previously, so it feels like a lot of offense incoming. There's one shot, but it's a 1-goal game. This is manageable right now for X13. EV better be careful.
Totally, just Horizon is so fast in these challenges, just putting so much pressure on X13 as demos trade, and Yak's putting it back on the inside for Yor, the 51 by a drift here, entering the final 2 minutes, and X13 back on the offensive end.
It's open. Gababy's there. We're tied up. 107 left on the timer, ticking down in game 4. And EV was close to closing out this series with a 2-goal lead previously, but now starting to get away from them a little bit this game 4. Lots of buffer room for them, obviously, Nation, but they're tied up now. They gotta fend off the pest that is X13.
X13 not going away just yet here, but Dylan from the corner looking for a third, a goal there, and Arrow forcing a 50, but Gababy will clean it away for X13, but Yor and crew really putting the pressure back on here in the orange end.
I love that touch from Adrift, using the back side of the Octane to just pop it towards the midfield line. It looked weird, but there was a lot of power that they were able to glean from it. Now Gababy, 100 boost, a teammate center, very slow to develop play. And the follow-up challenge, not so good. Yor, though, too strong a touch. EV will have to retreat. X13, there's an opening here. It's a small one, but if they can get out, then there might be something. But they couldn't, and EV going to be playing offense now.
Yeah, and Yags had to dodge a bump there, and now Arrow looking for an opportunity here for a teammate, as here comes Dylan from the back end. Putting it right on the corner here. It's back out for Yor. The shot just unable to get there in time, and Gababy send it all the way back downfield towards the blue corner.
That's a long clear. Yours there. Couldn't put the ball on net. Inches away from a go-ahead goal in the final minute. EV still might find it yet. Adrift there. Wasn't able to challenge, and now all 3 EV members kind of playing around in the corner there. Eventually, Yor steps in and will disallow X13 Black's quick clearance the other way. And EV putting the press on in the final 30 seconds. X13 could use a clear, and they could use one now.
20 seconds to go. We're at a tied ball game here. Overtime starting to loom, but Horizon's trying to stun X13 in the final moments here in regulation. A chance for Yor. The drop down doesn't fall right to him, but Dylan's there. The shot's cleared away. 8 seconds to go.
Yags back to Adrift. A ripper of a shot on net. Yor will get back in time to save it. And maybe actually keeps the ball up. Looked like it was on 0 seconds, but we keep playing in regulation until the ball is spiked by Adrift. Had enough of that. We got overtime here in game 4.
More time needed to decide a winner. Horizon on golden goal. Bevic a win will push them out to the grand finals, and X13 trying to push us to a game 5.
Will it be EV versus Cloverity in the grand finals, or will we play a game 5? A lot yet to be decided here, but X13 struggled to get over that hump in this series, just taking that next step that they need to take a game off of EV Horizon. This could be it. Baby off the ceiling, gets underneath the first challenger, but EV out. And Yags dove in as the third man right there. Now alone as Adrift. Yor was hunting for the demo but couldn't find it. X13 able to get out, but chaos in OT so far.
Yags putting it inside the box, and it's cleared away by Arrow. Maybe off the corner looking for the pass to Adrift. The shot's there, the corner. He scores. We're going to game 5.
There we go, finally over the hump, and it's all downhill from here. You only have to win 3 straight against the team who now have dropped 3 games this entire event. But nonetheless, X13 kept that game manageable. They showed impressive resolve in keeping the game manageable, and then getting over that deficit that EV put them in. They tied us up, they got us to overtime, and they withstood a lot of pressure in doing so. That's where they struggled just a little bit, is limiting the EV Horizon goals. And they didn't limit opportunities there, but none of them went in the final minute or so. So that's an impressive step up for X13.
And X13 get pushed back a tad, Horizon get pushed back a tad there, but now we go to Game 5, and X13 in the driver's seat. I really feel like that after Game 4, they finally get a win under their belt. Now they get to win 3 straight.
I don't know if I would say they're in the driver's seat just yet. I think they're still fighting for a spot in the front row so far. EV still has control, I believe, here. I know these guys are just going to shake off that last game loss. I mean, an overtime loss, when you've got 3 games in hand, they're going to be all right because they got very close to winning the game as well. And already scoring the first goal, what's new? It's Yor.
And EV Horizon, the first on the board here for, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 5 games in a row now. I don't think X13's gotten the first goal, but 4:48 left. It's a quick 12-second start for Horizon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to have that stat confirmed. I don't have the exact numbers for you, but I would not be surprised. It's felt like EV's been on the board first in every game so far, but we've already seen in this series in Game 4, X13 battle back from deficits. They have to do that again here in Game 5.
30 seconds gone. Now Yor and Horizon looking for a
Oh, wow.
transition here. It's an immediate challenge, so by a drift, able to cut it off. And X13 back in possession as Yags forcing a 50, but Dylan in the backfield. Another 50 there, and again, 30 seconds all built some change actually off the clock. But again, I just feel like EV Horizon, the offense is much more lethal than X13's, but the defense is really starting to pick up the pace here in the back end rotations.
Absolutely. I could tell you what the offensive game plan is for EV Horizon. I don't think I could for X13. They're just kind of moving the ball forward and seeing what sticks. They're hoping that they can connect with a good passing play and then shot, or hope that an EV Horizon player makes a mistake that they can pounce on. There's not really much of a plan going into some of these offensive tries, and I think that's why we've seen a lot more clears out of EV's end than we have X13.
Well, minute 20 now off the clock, and X13 picking up the pace on the offensive end a little bit here, but Dylan shaved off another save for Horizon, but Yags on the drop down, a drift, not in the right position. But Duke maintain possession though for the meantime, and Kababy's here in center field. It's over one, the backboard, no one there for the second, and Yor gets it out of harm's way at 3:25 left.
Now we can look to see what X13's trying, that they've got extended off. Oh, come on, guys. I wanted to see what X13 was going to do there once they actually got more than 10 seconds spent in the offensive end. But EV, they find it clear, and it's off to the races again. This is an awkward spot for Dylan. Fortunately, had Yor to bail him out, but a drift center and looking more infield as X13. That's becoming somewhat consistent for them. But EV still a chance here. That's dangerous. They can't get it to go. Okay, X13 recovers, and they find it clear. Nice job.
Baby on the transition off the post, and it's out. In X13, a chance gone by the wayside. They're going to want that one back later.
Absolutely. Oh, and then they give up an open net on the other end. Oh, that hurts. Baby should be putting in what would make this game 1-1. Doesn't. And then Yags in a drift. No, that was just Yags getting way too aggressive there. Didn't know where Baby was. Tried to contest in the midfield, and right there. I know I've been harping about controlling the midfield third a lot more for X13 this entire series, but that was not the moment to step up and try and do it.
And Arrow rips a shot on target. Baby was there, and Yags, unfortunately, well, it got to the challenge in time, just unfortunately half a second too late there to the challenge. It's a wide open effort. Here comes a drift from the double attempt. It's right corner, and it's down and out, and Dylan finds a save for EV Horizon.
That was an opportunity that stemmed from an early demo, which, again, going back to what you said, X13 like to play that style of Rocket League, so feeling more comfortable at this point to play that style of Rocket League, and it's opened up a plethora of opportunities there. Nice save by Arrow to get that ball out. Still hunting for that clear as EV, as X13 finally starting to employ a bit more extended plays in offense.
2 minutes ago, and now X13 entering crunch time, and now EV Horizon still going to hang on to this 1-2 goal lead now, and again, they could close it out in Game 5 like we just watched earlier. And again, we talked about, the closing out this series. It's the toughest game to win. X13 give up one more as Dylan makes it a 3-goal margin.
Double commit in defense. Dylan just outplayed too. Maybe dives in for the demo, doesn't get it. And that pop from Dylan baited out the last two remaining members of X13 in defense. And that one really hurts, because if you're X13, you're playing for mistakes on EV's end. You can't afford mistakes on your own end like that.
Right, and now entering these final minute 40, X13 have got to find 3 goals late here, but because Kababy gets a bump from a teammate, but you're a missed open net. Can Kababy score? He will. They're back within 2.
Nice. And I mean, I called them out, X13, for not having a game plan that I could kind of pick out from just tossing the ball down the field and following it up with whatever. But right there, I mean, the last several minutes, they've been going for bumps, going for demos, and it's opened up space, and they're showing now that they know what to do with space. I mean, they're a semifinalist in the Spring Open. They know what to do when they're given space on a Rocket League pitch, and finally starting to find goals because of that. So if they can grab the last 2 back, X13 is very much in this series.
Right, but now you got to find 2 in the final 70 seconds here. You got to get the offense started quick on both attempts, and Horizon, one more goal back. It might just be the dagger there for Arrow, and it's going to be wide. And X13 have some chances here late, but final 60 approaching here.
Okay, a drift is home on the near post. Arrow, though, going to keep it in play for EV, and you're a deep rotation back, and still wins the challenge center, and Dylan outpaces Yags there in the midfield, though. Maybe good follow-up. We'll drop it into the EV box, but it's none too threatening. Pass across the pitch. We're going laterally, but that does lead to some verticality eventually. Though Dylan stays home on the near post. Drift has to dive in here. Does want to at least stuff the ball and allow Gibby to get back. But X13 going the wrong way right now. They need 2 goals. They don't need saves. They got 30 seconds to find the former.
Now Horizon still bearing pressure here. This one in front of the orange stand, a little bit dangerous, but 18 seconds left. Epic Horizon just keeping X13 held in their own half here for the meantime.
Yeah, this looks over unless we see something here. Adrift, no beans in the tank. Dylan shot on net, and that'll close it out. Cloverity versus EV Horizon, the grand finalists in the Spring Open. How about that, Nation? I mean, one of those you might have expected to be in the last series, but the other, I don't know about that.
Yeah, the first series today, that was a stunner indeed, but this one, it was a 50-50 for me. I just didn't know who was winning. I've seen both these teams play a couple times. X13 very talented, but Horizon after yesterday, I was fully convinced that it'd be similar today, and it is 4-1 fashion, and Horizon move on to the grand finals and also clinch their ticket to the winter major. But what a series, Epic and Horizon go to the grand finals. We're going to go to a quick break, though, and we'll be back for the grand finals. EV Horizon takes on Cloverity up next.